Hello and welcome to another video in the world of Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and we're still carrying on with the Very Angry Variants update. This time I'm looking at my sword and shield builds. Absolutely loving it so far. It's become one of my favourite weapons. I'm up to about maybe 50, 60 hunts with it now, and it's just getting more and more fun. The versatility of it is amazing. I'm still pretty damn new with it, so I'm hoping you can forgive the weird gameplay I've got going on. I'm still trying to figure out not just the best combo for what I'm using, but the one that's sort of best for me, if that makes any sense. One that I can sort of typically go to, that I'm enjoying. Anyway, before we actually get too into this, I kind of want to go over a reason behind what I've done with my builds. I basically don't run peak performance in any of my melee builds, and if I do, they're sort of like a side note. I go more for coalescence, simply because, particularly in master rank, I find it so much easier to manage blights and ailments than it is trying to maintain full health. Despite the fact that peak performance will give you a higher damage output, unless you're using a very powerful elemental or ailment weapon, in which case it's arguable as to whether it would make up for it, particularly with blast. However, like I said, I find coalescence easier to maintain than peak performance, and after using a series of damage calculators, my own experience, and just playing around with both peak performance and coalescence, I on average have 26% more damage utilising coalescence than I do peak performance, simply because it's just that easier for me to maintain. So if you have looked into the meta builds and you're struggling to keeping peak performance active, maybe try coalescence, and I'm hoping if you like what I have to offer, you stick around a little bit and maybe look into a few more of my builds. So I will be utilising coalescence mainly. Anyway, now that I've got that weird spiel out of the way, let's actually have a look at one of my sword and shield builds. So this is my main solo build. As you can see, straight away, Safi'jiiva Shatterfang, got an attack and a health augment, attack 6, attack 5, attack 5 for awakenings, and then sharpness 5, and we're running Phoenix Vitality in the weapon. Kaiser Crown Beta with Phoenix Vitality again, and Brachydian Male Beta with Phoenix Vitality. Also running a critical jewel 2 and an attack jewel in the Kaiser Vambrace's Beta with an attack jewel 4 and a flawless. Again, like I said, it's more of a side note than the main part. In the Kaiser Coil Beta, I'm running critical medicine because I quite like the healing, although you can do critical whatever you wish, along with critical jewel 2 and an attack. In the Brachydian Greaves, I've got attack jewel 4, attack, and we're running the Agitated Charm. You might also notice I'm running Rocksteady Mantle because I'm pretty newbie with sword and shield, so it's helping me out with 2 maintenance decorations, and of course the overpowered Time Glider Mantle with flawless maintenance in both decorations. That when I have that on, I do have both coalescence and peak performance at 3. Now, that is what I typically run solo in multiplayer, because I have noticed Sword and Shield has a lovely thing with being staggered to death. I run this instead. It is the exact same, just rather than that flawless decoration in the gloves, I'm now running a brace. Often I might even swap that out for a Mind's Eye if it's something like Rajang. If I'm leaning more towards a duo or a multiplayer setup, or just want to do more blast, I will typically go with a light braid sword with a Phoenix Vitality and a critical attack boost and health augment, Kaiser Crown Beta with a Phoenix Vitality, Brachydian Male Beta with Phoenix Vitality critical expert, Kaiser Vambrace's Beta with expert flawless, Kaiser Coil Beta with attack, critical attack, and Brachydian Greaves with attack, still running the Challenger Charm, and mantles are the exact same. This build is exactly 4 EFR below the Safi Shatterblade, although it does have approximately 1.5 more status. So yeah, it does equate to roughly 1 more blast proc on a monster that is 2 to 3 stars weak to blast, but overall it's just something different, and I actually quite prefer the look of the light break sword, along with Brachy being one of my favourite monsters. I quite like just his aesthetic in general. And of course, swapping out that flawless decoration for a brace, just to stop you getting absolutely pounded by those really annoying people such as dual blades and longsword in multiplayer. Alright, on to what I am calling the pièce de résistance for you god tier sword and shield players out there. And when I say god tier sword and shield players, I do mean you are going to need to be all over your iframes, never get hit, absolute mental case nut job with a sword and shield, the sort of guy that gets like 90% of the damage on the team despite the fact that everyone's running heavy bow guns, sword and shield. Well, I've got a treat for you. Yeah, 891 effective raw. Let's go with this. Safi Shatter Fang with a challenger decoration, 2 attack and 1 element augments, attack 6, attack 5, attack 5, sharpness 5 for your awakenings. Safi Crested Crown Beta with Resentment Attack, Brachydia Mal Beta with Resentment 4, Resentment Attack, Safi Crested Van Braces with Tenderizer Vitality, Tenderizer, and Brachydium Folds Beta with Attack. Rounding it all off, we have the Safi Crested Boots with Phoenix Vitality, Critical Attack, and we're going to be running the Razor Sharp Charm here just to try and get a little bit more use out of our sharpness. This thing hits really stupid hard. I was doing pretty well in the Ode to Destruction event quest with the Tempered Ruin and Nurg. It was doing an absolute ton of damage. It's just I'm not that good with the iframe timings with sword and shield, and every time I got myself to about half health because I'm still trying to figure out combos and I miss a lot, so the health drain is real. Nurgi would just poke me, and yeah, good night sweet prince. I was really wanting to get a video of me spanking Tempered Ruin and Nurg with that build and being like, yay, look what I can do, but I suck too hard, so maybe one of you guys can beat me to it. Last but not least, we're running Light Break Sword with Challenger 4, Challenger, Attack and Health Augment, Kaiser Crown Beta with Challenger 4, Brachydium Mal Beta with Satiated Expert, Critical Expert, Kaiser Van Braces with Gobbler Expert Critical, Kaiser Coil Beta with Gobbler Attack, Critical Gobbler, and Brachydian Greaves with Attack 4, Attack, and a Friendship Charm. This has 788 effective raw. For a support SNS build, I feel this is probably going to be about as good as you can get. You've got your speed eating, you've got your wide range, and you've got your free meal, and you do a decent chunk of damage. Have fun, good luck, don't die. It's bad for the health.